Good morning, everyone. This is a video I wanted to upload on the weekend, but I somehow didn't find the time to actually give you the video. So this is the clothing set for the next story thing that I want to do. Yeah, very relatively simple armor for the torso with some drapes or with some skirt on the bottom. The second half of the video, or more than the second half of the video, will be rigging, and I didn't even show all of it. But yeah, story wise, this is supposed to be the armor of an angel. This is why it has no back. I basically checked in if this armor fits with the wings still attached, so there is some protection on the back a little bit. There's the black leather, but otherwise there is nothing. Ideas for this I took from magic cards as usual. In this specific case I looked at the Death Pact Angel and the Angel of the Scales, which are two black and white angels from the Orzhov Guild, and I took both of them as inspiration for this specific dress. Yeah, the armor itself has a little bit of detail. You can see I tried to do some etching, some markings on the armor itself. Front is just a plate, and the back, as you can see, I just used a cylinder and extruded out some of the rows to give it a bit more texture. Simple as that. The front loincloth, also just a plain just a plane that I subdivided a few times so that I had some more vertices later that I could then rig. So I planned to rig this from the start. And same for the skirts in the back, which is just a 4-fold skirt. Yeah, this took me a bit longer to actually visualize. I wanted this to have like a small symbol, but nothing too much. So in the end I decided for a crown that is on the centerpiece of this coin or clasp or whatever. And yeah, that's basically the whole spiel for the model itself. Yeah, I thought about like adding something for the shoulders and stuff, but in the end it doesn't really need anything else. I do have enough other pieces that I can use for this, and we'll see this in the variant at the end. I grabbed some of my old paladin gear and altered it a bit. I removed some of the parts so that it is there's still armored parts, but it is less intense, less obtrusive. Yeah, subdividing the whole thing so that I can rig it better, and then we go into the whole rigging process, which took me, I think, about 2 hours in total. Not everything is in here. And here we go, we're back in Daz Studio. Yeah, you can see there's a lot of smaller detail, and I started simply with the front loincloth or skirt. Yeah, I tried to fit in most of this in here, so this is why there's so much there, where this is so fast. Good thing that helps is changing the view to the wire shaded thing, so you can actually see where all the edges and faces are, so you can subdivide this easier, because you usually subdivide this by the faces and edges. Lasso selection to better grab all the parts that I need, and I try to make this as symmetrical as possible. So I'm using the other parts as a reference here, so that they are all the same height roundabout. One thing that happened later on is that I actually messed up with the bones, but I'll show you that, or you'll see that when we come to that. First part, as always, just subdividing the geometry, so we have all the parts we need. And here you can see I'm already messing up the bones. The green dot is where the bone starts, the red one is where the bone ends, and I messed up the very first bone that I set here. It is upside down, which I just didn't see, and there's at least one other bone where I also messed this up. I think this is actually the second one of this one, or no, it's actually the one I'm working on. And at some point later on I noticed this, and at least for this part I fixed it, but I didn't see that I did the same thing for the loincloth until I actually went to weight map this, and I thought, well, this looks weird, why is it moving so weirdly? And when I rechecked the bones, I saw what I did wrong. Another thing is, you can see that I'm just adding the bones and moving them. I'm not changing the rotation, which is something I decided to do later for the back, for the two length in the back, because I just noticed that this would look more natural if they were not bending straight back, but a little bit to the side, basically 90 degrees from their own orientation instead of 90 degrees to the original. Yeah, weight mapping in itself is a bit of a nightmare. It's something that I actually had to address and work over while doing the actual renders, while doing the actual posing, because when you weight map the still model, it still doesn't really fit. One good thing is you can just copy paste all the weight mapping to the other rotations, so at least you have only 1/3 of the work. And you can see here that the whole thing kind of bends inward, and this is why I found out that I actually messed up the bone. Now it bends way better. Yeah, forgot a few pieces to white map, and you can see this looks very scuffed, very scrungly. So this is where the whole smoothing the weight mapping comes in. Basically, you just go over the whole thing again, make a simpler, easier weight map, and smooth out all the edges so that there's not that much hard edges. And yeah, that's basically the whole thing. I'll repeat this for the second, or I repeat this for all 4 parts of the back skirt, but I'm only showing it for one. Yeah, I stopped using I used the smooth visual here, simply so that I can see better where the weight mapping is drawn and how it actually looks. You can see it's scrunkly again, so I'm going over it again with the smoothing modifier to make sure that this looks natural, like flowing around curves instead of very hard edges. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this. There is another set that I will do this week, possibly today, possibly on Friday, depending on when I have more time. But yeah, there's another clothing set coming, which was a commission of a friend. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, and I'll see you guys around. Enjoy the renderers.